Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever found yourself standing at the edge of a mountain, staring up at its towering peak, wondering how you'll ever make it to the top? That mountain could represent your dreams, your goals, or the life you've always envisioned for yourself. It might seem overwhelming, almost impossible. But let me tell you this, no summit has ever been reached by a single leap. It's always the small steps that take you there. Our culture often glorifies the big wins, the overnight successes, and the dramatic transformations. But what you don't see is the foundation, those consistent, deliberate actions that might seem insignificant at the time, but build the structure of greatness. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen in an instant. It begins with a single step. Take a moment to think about the small actions you've taken recently. Perhaps you woke up an hour earlier to work on a passion project. Maybe you chose a healthier meal, read one page of a book, or took 5 minutes to meditate. These may seem like trivial moments in the grand scheme of life, but they are seeds. Seeds that, when nurtured, have the potential to grow into something extraordinary. You see, every small step you take is rooted in the present moment. Right here, right now, you have the power to decide. The mind loves to dwell on the past or worry about the future, creating an illusion that we're stuck or powerless. But when you anchor yourself in the present, you realize that the smallest action you take today can ripple through time and create a future that aligns with your deepest desires. Imagine a compass. If you shift it by even 1 degree, your destination changes entirely. That's what your small actions are doing. They're recalibrating your internal compass, aligning you with the life you want. But here's the challenge. Small steps are easy to dismiss. They don't come with fireworks or applause. Sometimes they're downright uncomfortable. Yet, it's in the repetition of these steps that the magic happens. I think about water dripping on a stone. A single drop might seem powerless, but over time it can carve through rock. One of the biggest traps we fall into is the pursuit of perfection. We think if we can't take a big, bold step right now, it's not worth taking any step at all. But progress isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Take the story of an athlete training for a marathon. They don't wake up one day and run 26.2 miles. They start small, perhaps with a single mile, then 2, then 5. Each run builds endurance, strengthens their resolve, and brings them closer to the finish line. The same principle applies to your goals. Whether you're building a business, mastering a skill, or transforming your health, the key is to show up every day, even on the days when it feels hard, especially on those days, because those are the moments when you're forging resilience and commitment. When a goal feels overwhelming, break it down into smaller, more manageable pieces. Let's say your dream is to write a book. Thinking about completing hundreds of pages can feel paralyzing. But what if you committed to writing just 200 words a day? That's about 1 page. In a year, you'd have a full manuscript. Or perhaps you want to transform your body. Instead of focusing on losing 50 pounds, focus on the next meal, the next workout, the next decision. One choice at a time. Small steps are not just practical, they're powerful because they build momentum. And momentum is what keeps you going. It's the fuel that turns effort into habit and habit into a lifestyle. Now, let's talk about the resistance you'll face. Because let's be honest, there will be days when you don't feel like taking that small step. Days when the comfort of staying where you are feels too tempting. This resistance often comes from within the part of you that fears change, that questions whether your efforts are worth it. But here's the truth. Growth is not comfortable. And comfort is not growth. When you encounter resistance, remember this, every small step you take is a vote for the person you want to become. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Don't wait for the big achievements to celebrate. Celebrate every small win along the way. Did you make it to the gym today? Celebrate. Did you read 1 chapter of that book? Celebrate. Did you spend 10 minutes learning a new skill? Celebrate. Acknowledging these victories reinforces the behavior, tells your mind this is important. This is working. And over time, these celebrations create a positive feedback loop that makes it easier to keep going. Let's talk about one of the most incredible phenomena, the compound effect. Small actions repeated consistently over time create exponential results. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, almost insignificant, but as it keeps rolling, it gathers more snow, growing larger and more powerful. The same principle applies to your life. Each small step you take might not seem like much on its own, but over time, they add up in ways that are profound. Let me ask you, what small step can you take today? Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, maybe it's a phone call you've been putting off, a task you've been avoiding, or a habit you've been meaning to start. Close your eyes and imagine yourself a year from now. What would your life look like if you committed to taking small, consistent steps every day? Imagine the strength you'd build, the knowledge you'd gain, the changes you'd create. That future version of you is not a dream, it's a reality waiting to unfold. And it begins with the choices you make today. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey to your greatest achievements doesn't begin with a giant leap. It begins with a single step, and then another, and another. These small, seemingly insignificant actions are the building blocks of transformation. So, as you leave here today, remember this. No matter how big your dreams, no matter how daunting the journey ahead, you already have everything you need to succeed. It's within you, waiting to be unlocked, one step at a time. Now, go take that step, build that momentum, and watch as your small steps lead to big achievements. Thank you.